I had no faith at all. I did not attend church. I didn't believe in God, and I didn't care enough about it to even try to believe.
I always viewed God as a very judgmental, finger-pointing, waiting for me to screw up, waiting to punish. I grew up in a Christian home, but I definitely rebelled from that and lived my own way for about, 10, 15 years, just enjoying the pleasures of the world.
Religion to me was scary. Religion to me was hypocritical. I didn't know that you could have a personal relationship with God. I thought that I was my own rock in the world, but the reality was I wasn't.
Why do people believe in Jesus? A lot in my life I have felt like I don't measure up, and that's been a real struggle for me, especially recently with people in my life, because I don't measure up to their expectations.
With my upbringing and the problems I had with my father, when I heard the word father, it connotated pain, hurt, rejection, abandonment, abuse. Going to church then when I was growing up, talking about God the Father, I'm like, whoa, no.
The harder that I tried, the worse I was feeling. My life was slowly kind of spiraling downward, and finally, after going through some of the alpha and learning about some of this stuff, the idea of surrendering my life to Jesus was really, I did it. I stepped out and I said, Jesus, if this is real, if this is true, you're gonna have to save me, because if I fall flat on my face now, I don't know what's gonna happen.
When I found out that my wife was pregnant, it became clear to me that exploring my faith, as my wife had been asking me to do, was important. And I honestly thought that I was just going to put the idea to bed. I was going to be done with it, say that I tried and move on.
I think that God's a lot easier for people to accept than Jesus. I have a lot of friends who profess that they believe in God, and even when I didn't believe, I still believed that there was a God, and that even if I didn't necessarily believe in heaven or hell, I believed that there was a God. But the whole Jesus thing was a lot harder to swallow. And sometimes you think, oh, he's not here, I can't see him, I can't feel him. He's like an imaginary thing that I'm up there praying to. Well, this class really and the people just really helped me to realize how real it is, and how personal it can be, and how loving God is.
When I fell in love with my daughter, that is when I knew that the love that God had for me was so much bigger and so much more amazing. And that was the true love of a father, not what I'd experienced when I was growing up. And that, I think, was really a turning point to realize that God the Father loves me so much more than I even love my daughter. I can't even fathom that level of love. It's just amazing.
Being in there, and everybody has, some kind of a colored past, and nobody's judging. Nobody's saying, oh, well, your sin is worse than my sin. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's pressuring anybody to believe, and nobody's shoving Jesus down your throat, and nobody's forcing you to pray or, answer questions or anything like that. So I really liked how laid back it was, and there just wasn't that pressure.
Learning what it actually means to be a Christian, learning what it means to walk with God, just helped put the whole picture together. When I was asked, in fact, what did I find at the Alpha course, I believe that I found God's love, and that my heart opened up to that.
I think at this church I've experienced a different brand of Christianity, and I think Alpha really falls in line with what First Free is trying to do here. The main thing that really spoke to me just about everything has just been everybody's push on God's love, God's love.
I could never be more happy in my entire life to have been proved wrong about something than to be proved wrong about my disbelief in God. See, I had made a promise to myself a long time ago that if I ever did become a father, that I was not going to be the dad that my father was to me, and I was going to do anything I could to keep that promise. I cannot imagine raising my daughter and not being a Christian man. I would say to anyone who's on the fence about going, anyone who's not sure, you just gotta go. Just be yourself. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to do anything different. You don't have to dress different. You don't have to talk different. You don't have to live up to anybody's expectations. Just be who you are, walk in the door, and that's it.